Hello and welcome to this cast of Starbow. It's Cepheus here, and we'll be looking at a game on Starrunner, and it's going to be between TeddyBear, being the Protoss pieces, the blue Protoss pieces in the top right corner. He is wondering if his opponent is Surrogate. Let me confirm that to you that he is, and his name will be Buckfast. Buckfast, who recently won the Starbow. We had a Starbow tournament for D and E ranks only, and he won that game. His opponent in the final did fight valiantly though, and I think his name was Cepheus or something. But he pretty much just crushed his opponent in the finals. But later, quickly turns out that Buckfast has now been promoted to C rank, so he will not be playing in any more of those tournaments. But he is a decently skilled player, and so is TeddyBear. I think they're both C rank. So we're not going to see like the very top Starbow level in this game, but we're also not going to see complete noobs either. This will be more like the average. I wouldn't even say average Starbow gamers, that's putting it a little bit low. These are actually quite good, they're just not like super good. So we see both of them now scouting. I'm going to be trying to have Brood War music in the background. Unfortunately, the Brood War music doesn't work when I'm observing with GameHard for some reason. So I have the BattleNet player on right now, so I might have to fix that from time to time. They're on beautiful Starrunner. Starrunner is a map which has been ported from the Brood War map called Roadrunner. And if you look at all the shiny aesthetics and the doodads, it's not going to look like Roadrunner at all. But if you look at the layout of everything, and I can try and zoom out a little bit, we have wrong button. We have the main hair, we have the natural hair, and you have like two bridges, and then you have a third over here with the wide ramps, and that's how it's mirrored all the way around, and that's exactly how Roadrunner was. Interesting feature about this map is the fact that you don't really have that many bases. Sure, in total you have 12 bases, which is a good number, but there's only 3 bases per player in a 4-player map, so very similar to Fighting Spirit in that way. And we see the Forge Fast expand from TeddyBear. It's been normal not too long ago to actually go for a more of a gateway expand. What's more interesting is Buckfast committing to a lot of Zerglings with speed before throwing down his first hatchery. It's actually not that interesting, I do it all the time, but he pulled out his workers to only get 100 gas, almost exactly, and probably a 10, it was probably a 10 pull, or something like that, maybe a 9 pull, but something along those lines, and he actually is gonna get, I have to work a little bit to get this base up, he's gonna get additional. That's okay, it's 6 in total. I wonder if it was 6 or 8. Ooh, he actually got that pylon up. And that was just barely. And TeddyBear is so happy with himself now. And I would be really mad at him if that was me. But luckily, I'm not playing, I'm just observing. And TeddyBear learning from other people's mistakes, making a complete wall off here with a cannon behind it. I see so many players. Oh, cancelled the last second there. Well played by TeddyBear. I see so many other players who don't make a complete wall off, and you get like 6 links into your base because the speed suddenly kicks in. When you try to say speed and kick at the same time, you get Keeg, but the speed suddenly kicks in, and all of a sudden that thing can happen. What were you doing in the ED turn? Oh yeah, he was wondering why he was playing there, since he was clearly a small league above the others. That PM. But no, he was barely D level. He was really close to C though. That's okay. We'll blame our own ladder system if anything. So we see TeddyBear. TeddyBear, I'm excited. I'm not too excited. I'm curious about his tech route. So also TeddyBear not transferring that probes. In Starbow you don't want to have 14 on one base and 6 on the other. You want to have like 10 on each, or maybe 12 on each. Robo Bay, that's very interesting and very gutsy. I see very few Protoss players try to open Robo Bay versus Zerg, just because if your opponent goes Mutalisks, you're pretty much just dead. And he's very scared about a Hydra bust. Very scared about Hydra bust. He hasn't scouted anything, and there is no Hydra bust incoming, but there is a third in-base hatch, and there is a fast layer. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to be Mutalisks actually. So he's gonna have to make something happen with that Robo Bay before those mutas pop. So that's gonna be interesting to see. This is a very pretty map though, I feel. Man, that wall off. I think he might have to kill more than one. He has to kill a cannon and a pylon now to get out of here. he's kind of setting himself up for what I would probably guess is a Corsair Reaver play, as he's walling himself off as much as he is, and because of that early robo. And here comes the robotic space. He's definitely gonna go for Reaver play first, and then maybe follow it up with some Corsairs, or he might just transition into a ground army with Reavers. Dragoon Reaver was a very popular combination for a period, kind of like a surprise attack that was sometimes done from Protoss players. Something you could throw in once in a while, but it wasn't really completely standard. I'm trying to find something to StarCraft 2 to compare it with, but I don't really know any other builds in StarCraft 2 at these times, so I wouldn't really know what to compare it with. We have a third base from Buckfast, not a very quick one. How did he get that Zealot out? I guess he just made it so it spawned on the outside. Okay, there we go. That makes sense. Oh, we might lose that Zealot. 5 Zerglings are going to deal with 1 Zealot, and he gets stuck a little bit too, and yeah, there we go. Wow, only lost 1 Zergling. But 1 Zealot should be able to deal with 4 damage Zerglings, though, I think. If he doesn't like dirt. Oh, and they're a whole position, so yeah. Now he has the upper hand. 3 Zerglings cannot kill 1 Zealot. Maybe with like perfect Zergling micro. So we got Corsairs incoming, we got Reavers incoming, we got Gravatic Drive, which is a speed for our prisms. That's going to be very useful. We got a Photon Cannon in the main. He's going to be a little bit scared about Mutalisks now, but he shouldn't be too scared. We got the Stargate incoming. Hopefully this game was played when we fixed the Corsairs. Oh, we won't see that now because it was the splash damage we fixed. But Corsairs do splash damage. And we patched them recently, so they do, like, usually for splash damage units they do full damage for the unit they hit, and the splash damage is like reduced down in fractions depending on how far away from the center of the radius you are. But for the Corsair, we did a lot of testing versus Corsairs versus Mutalisks, and Corsairs did incredibly poorly. Like, it was like Mutalisks were hard countering Corsairs. It was really, really bad. So we buffed the Corsair splash damage now, so they do actually 100% splash damage in all of their radius, and that really helped making Corsairs versus Mutalisks more interesting, at least in our testing. It's not like Corsairs just straight up really kills every single Mutalisk they find right away. You still have to micro them, but once you get that critical mass now, they really do the job like they did in Brood War. And once you have a certain number of Corsairs, you just can't make any more Mutalisks, and that's pretty much what it was like in Brood War. So we don't have to replicate everything in Brood War, but Corsairs are designed to counter Mutalisks in an interesting manner, and when that doesn't happen, then there's something, you know, fundamentally flawed with the game that we made, so we have to make sure it at least does what it's designed to do, regardless of what it did in Brood War. So here we go, the Reaver is gonna kill a lot of Zerglings. Oh, I like the micro from the... Oh, I love the micro from Buckfast, avoiding the Reaver shots there. Wow, that was incredible. I'm sorry I missed a little bit of that, but that was really nice micro from Buckfast there with those Zerglings. Man, that just blew my mind. I play Zerg and I just aim with those Zerglings to the Reavers and they just die, but that was incredible. I gotta start doing that. So now we have starting to get a good number. Of course, there's 4. We're getting closer to that critical mass, and he's actually going for Mutalisks, so I'm really excited to see. I don't know which patch this game is from, but I hope it's when it was fixed. And it doesn't seem like it, actually. No, it doesn't seem like they're doing 100% splash. It seemed like they did more damage to the one they targeted than the one they were touching, so that's unfortunate. So TeddyBear is going to have to struggle versus these Mutalisks now more than he should have initially. I think I might be wrong there. Maybe I saw that wrong. But he's ooh, some good shots there from the Queens. Oh, and he's not done yet. Having 2 Reavers is almost not very effective because they target the same unit usually, and if he kills, it's gonna overkill. Oh, nice, gets all the eggs and the larvae. That's really nice. Mutalisk now coming in. That's a lot of Mutalisk that should be able to deal with these Corsairs. And the Corsair targeting the 1 Mutalisk which is away from the rest of the group. But okay, now these Corsairs do quite well versus Mutalisk, but you got almost more Corsairs than you have Mutalisks though, so it really should do not too shabby versus them. Here comes even more Mutalisks, and he's gonna have to head out of there and let the Corsairs be the bait and save the Reavers with the War Prism. There we go. Yeah, I think these Corsairs are before we buff them, unfortunately. Yes, it definitely seems so. Yeah, only did really damage to 1 Mutalisk there. So we definitely we have changed this now. If I saw this, I would actually look at this and see this is a problem. Of course, the last one there had so many Mutalisks and only 1 Corsair. That's not really supposed to do that much damage for the Corsair anyway, though. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully we're gonna get a good game anyway. Here comes the Mutalisk. He sees the cannon. He turns around. You're gonna get a chrono boost on the cannon. You shouldn't really attack it when it's chrono boosted. Of course, it's going to pick it off, but it's not going to be very cost effective. Even more Wow, that was actually really good. And here comes the Corsairs, and as these are weakened by the cannon, the Corsairs can do a good job picking them off. You know, TeddyBear is really well defended. He's opened up the path now, killed off a cannon and a pylon to actually try and expand. Getting 2 hidden expansions up, and if he can get this up, he can stay in this game. This is really the way to go when you play Corsair Reaver. You really need to get find a sneak way to get expansions up, and he's actually attacking with the Reavers without support. And I'm surprised Buckfast isn't getting any Scourges, but oh wow, there we go. That's a lot of Mutalisks. He's gonna have to make a huge group of Corsairs. Ooh, and a Carrier. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that's a misclick, to be honest. Hopefully he's gonna get the Disruption Web out for the Corsairs. It's not like super important right now, and hopefully he's gonna get some more macro buildings because he needs some macro more. Okay, there we go. Here comes the Mutalisks. And not a lot of Corsairs to deal with this, and only 1 cannon. These Mutalisks can do a lot of damage, and he has to be very careful with this Corsairs. Okay, there we go, we got 5 of them, but they're kind of flying in the middle of the flock. They want to be protected with a cannon. And there we go, okay. So now they're doing some decent damage. More Reavers incoming, more Corsairs incoming. Like, I'd love for him to get like 20 Corsairs, like a ridiculous amount of Corsairs. Like, no matter how bad they are, when they deal splash damage the way they do, they just slaughter Mutalisks as long as you get enough of them. And if you can get that critical mass up safely without Buckfast taking too many bases, and there we finally go taking more bases, but I think you should be taking like this and this, because TeddyBear is so immobile with his army, he just has to rely on drop. So as long as he can have some Mutalisks and Scourges out, he should be fine, but he also might want to transition into Vipers for that ensnare, and some Hydralisks to try and catch these air units, because as the number of Corsairs scale up, they're gonna do exponentially more well versus the Mutalisks, no matter if they're the old version or not. As long as you get like a huge amount of them, you're gonna be so good. Water is good for a sore throat. So, did he split up that? No, he didn't split up the Corsairs. Good, you don't want to split those up. So he has a good number. He's got 11 Corsairs now. 11 Corsairs should protect these Reavers just fine. Here comes the Mutalisk though, and there's... oh, that's a lot of Mutalisk though. He can use the Disruption Web on this if he has the upgrade. He does have the upgrade now. So he really can use... there we go, nice Disruption Web there. Disabling that Spore Crawler makes it easier for him to protect the Reavers. But, oh, he needs to protect the Reavers though. He's gonna try and... he's gonna catch a lot of them with the Scourges and see how horribly these Corsairs do versus Mutalisks. Yeah, I'm so glad we've changed this. These gotta be the old ones. Like, those Corsairs were supposed to win that. Like, he had like 11 Corsairs. Those are supposed to just instantly kill Mutalisks almost. And this was just sad. So, yeah. I feel sorry for TeddyBear here having to play with the broken patch, but I'm glad we fixed it now. Okay, I'm gonna try and stop talking about this guy. I haven't been talking about much else since, but what we see here is TeddyBear going for some really nice expansions. And he's got a lot of cannons up. He's got a lot of drones here as well. So, I mean probes, of course. And Buckfast doesn't know about this. So Buckfast thinks he has this game a lot closer than he actually does. And even more Corsairs coming out. Has he gotten any upgrades for these though? That's actually really important. He's getting... well, he's only gotten +1 now. So that might be one of the reasons they're doing so poorly. Because we have a 1 carapace on the Mutalisks as well. So that's actually really bad. The Scourges now can take a couple more hits too before they die, and that's very important when you have a suicide unit, of course. So Buckfast, I'm kind of curious what he's going to go for. He's getting the lair, he's got the Viper's Nest, which is the building you need to get the lair. I mean the hive. And hopefully he's going to take up to something interesting. I'm quite curious to see what he's going to go for. Probably get some Devourers, those are really good versus the Corsairs. Oh wow, that's a good support. And here comes the... okay, it's gonna try and... I don't know why he doesn't turn around with the Scourges and the... well, Mutas first and then the Scourges and try to... okay, there we go. So we got the air back and forth play now. Buckfast doesn't want to commit, neither does TeddyBear, who's getting a healthy amount of Corsairs now. As soon as that +1 hits, and he really should chrono that out as fast as possible, then that is gonna be really strong, no matter how horribly balanced and nerfed these Corsairs are. I really think Buckfast could so safely take more bases now. Like, there's no reason for him to stay on 4 bases. I guess he's kind of used to StarCraft 2, I don't know. But he could make more workers and stay on more bases and be just fine. All he has to worry about is a group of Corsairs. Like, there's no really, like, firepower coming out of TeddyBear. There's no threat to his bases much. It's only the Corsairs. which are more versus the Overlords and just zoning out and supporting the Reavers. And that's a big group. Oh wow, I get all the weird critters, but that's a very big group of Mutalisks and Scourges. Okay, he's gonna add more gateways now. Hopefully he can get some upgrades for the ground units. Templar Archives incoming. So TeddyBear can slowly transition into just an army of doom. And that's the good thing about Corsair Reaver, is that you can get all like the high-tech unit, and once you have a ground army up, it can be a very advanced ground army. It's gonna clear up some Zerglings. You know, Scarabs are pretty good versus Zerglings. This base is not even taken. Buckfast is making sure. Does he still know? Okay, now he knows about this base though. Okay, so that's kind of unfortunate to know. This is really what's been keeping TeddyBear in the game though, is that he got these two bases up. It's gonna make it easier for him to take this base as well, I think. And here comes all the Corsairs. There's still not a lot more, but he has +1 now, which is very important. And I think he's seen... No, he hasn't seen this base. I think he wants to try and drop over here, assuming that he has expanded in this direction. Oh, that Overlord dies so fast now. Look at that, it's crazy. Of course, they still did the same damage versus a single target. It's just a splash damage that got buffed. So, where are the Mutalisks? There they are. So they're pretty close by, able to defend if they have to. But I'm fearing for the Mutalisks now. Even with the nerfed Corsairs, if they attack this, I think they're just gonna die. So much firepower coming out at once now from these Corsairs, and he has all the energy for the Disruption Ribs. Only 100 energy? Didn't we increase that? I don't remember. Maybe this is a really old patch. Ooh, but he's gonna lose the War Prism, and he loses the War Prism. And he loses a lot of Corsairs too to the Scourges, but he could have stayed and killed them. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, that was a lot of Corsairs lost. Man, these Corsairs are so bad. Like, that was so easy for Buckfast to deal with that, to be honest. Oh, and he kind of stacked all those, what they're called, Disruption Ribs. Yeah, he almost has no, man, I can't talk. No energy left on any of them. Okay, so we got more Corsairs now, and they're kind of just bypassing the army of Buckfast. And the army of Buckfast is pretty much only Mutalisks at the moment. Let's look at this. He has 43 Mutalisks. He's getting some Defilers and some Zerglings, but Mutalisks and Scourgemen. Now he's getting Devourers. That's awesome. So if he can use Defilers to Plague, there's no point using Darkswarm when he doesn't have any ground units. And he's just making Zerglings to I was gonna say Defile, I mean Consume, and it's getting Plague. So he's gonna have a very effective air army now. And TeddyBear is not. TeddyBear should be adding... Okay, he's adding carriers that good. He might want to add some scouts. Yes, I think scouts are going to be better now. He's getting the Graviton Catapult. He's hopefully has gotten or should get the scout speed upgrade as well. So we're going to have some air toss versus some air surgs. This is going to be awesome. And man, he has a lot of gateways in case he wants to transition into ground units, which is really, really smart. And he kind of has. He has a tons of Templars, which could be very good if they're, you know, storming the right position at the right time. Oh, Buckfast finding this expansion. Not sure why he doesn't want to do anything about it. There we go. We got the big, fat, ugly Devourers. Look at these units, man. Oh, I can't move my... There we go. Look at that. Look at that. It's so ugly. Ugh. Okay, killed something. I didn't even see it. Probably a Zealot or something. But he's actually going to get this base up and going. Might just want to keep the Reavers for defense at this time. Like, I don't know if he's going to do too much damage attacking with them. And a couple of Zerglings. Okay, there we go. The Reaver should deal with that. And yeah. Oh wow. Well. So the mighty air army of Buckfast maxed out on air, which is incredible. And he's getting more bases finally. He should try and retake this one as well. I don't know where he wants to attack. If he wants to like kill the air production, or if he wants to kill the economy. This is much more heavily defended though. Like this is gonna be so hard to break. He's gonna try and go. He's gonna. I don't know. He's kind of indecisive. He doesn't really know what he wants to go for. He can't plague the cannons first, which is a good idea. Buildings can be plagued, and you can do the blight ability, which like deals damage in an area. Yeah. Okay. So he got a couple of shots off the Corsairs. That's good because they're gonna have acid spores, which make them shoot slower. It has a pretty hefty animation there. Oh, you don't want to just attack with Mutalisks. He actually got a cannon with just one shot. Oh, that plague! He plagues all the... He plagues like everything. All the Corsairs, all the High Templars, all the Fulton Cannons get a huge plague off of everything. And that... What? That went down so fast. Oh wow. Oh, those storms though doing so much damage, and if he's not careful, flying kind of into the storm there. Here comes the carriers though, and these are so weak, and he's gonna lose a couple of carriers, but Buckfast might lose his entire air army. I was just surprised it seemed like Plague drained that life from Corsairs instantly instead of slowly like it's supposed to. Sorry, that was actually a really awesome moment, but I just kind of got confused of what happened. So he's gonna make more High Templars, more carriers. He surprisingly has the gas to do this, and he's getting more gas now. So, you know, I feel kind of Buckfast should have won this game a long time ago if he'd just taken more bases, but he just been expanding so slowly and really had no reason to do that. So here comes TeddyBear with his Archon army. It's like a ball of energy army, and he's gonna take down this base quite nice. So we're gonna replenish with Mutalisks, and he's gonna have to make some sort of Guardian Devourer mix to deal with this, because Mutalisks do not deal with Archons, but they do deal with single carriers that are left alone, and unfortunately just going to die. Okay, I was trying to pull back, but like Archon carrier mix, that's a pretty healthy composition. He's gonna lose another carrier though. It's too bad. Tons of Zerglings incoming, more Mutalisks incoming. I feel it's like a big army of Hydralisks under Darkstorm could do so much damage now to like to break these areas. Well, there's all the High Templars though. Kind of hard to say. Quickly inject before you die. There we go. So Archon's doing a lot of damage now. I don't really agree with making a ton of Zerglings right now. Okay, there we go. We're getting the Hydralisks. They need upgrades though, and he's getting them right now. Flyer attack level 3. That's quite a bit. And the music suddenly changed. Let me try and fix that real quick. Yeah, let's go for the Zerg music. Ooh, burrowing the drones. I like it to save them. But in the meantime, Buckfast is becoming increasingly poor. He has so few workers. Wow, and TeddyBear has incredible amount of workers. He has like a StarCraft 2 amount of workers there. I don't know if he really needs that many, but he's very well saturated on his bases, and he's getting a big air army. And TeddyBear is kind of pulling ahead now. It's kind of odd, because I really think Buckfast got the better end of a lot of the last engagement. He's gonna attack with all the... Yeah, actually he did lose a couple of Archons there. Ooh, but if the Archons just get a couple shots off, they'll be fine. But see, Hydralisk, that's what you need to deal with the Archons. And there we go. It's getting the Archons away. That music is a little bit loud. Let me turn that down for myself a little bit so I can hear my own beautiful voice. Wow, this game is dragging out. So TeddyBear losing all his units again. He's gonna go for more like a ground air composition now. It's kind of like they're playing... I feel like they're playing a fastest map where you can just remax on different compositions because you have so much economy. And Buckfast has to take and secure a lot of bases now at once because his economy is in shambles. He only has his natural, which is surprisingly not mined out, but it's going to be mined out really soon. So actually, Buckfast in a much tougher spot, and he looks like he has the whole map. And as long as he can get these bases up and get some workers on them, he should be fine. He really needs more workers, to be honest. He only has 36. But TeddyBear, if he can crush the army of Buckfast, he can replenish it with like Zerglings once, and then it's gonna be broke, or almost broke. While TeddyBear is gonna have a very healthy income. Although it's starting to dwindle a little bit for TeddyBear as well. This base though is still untouched, and that creep spread is amazing. He's spreading creep everywhere, and here we go. He's gonna go for the main base of TeddyBear, and there's really no defense. There's only a couple of cannons, and he has Hydra, Lurker, Mutalisk. No, not Lurker, Roach, I mean. And how is TeddyBear going? TeddyBear's going to push down this line in response. Oh, and so much, whoa, so much units. And he's just going to leave the roaches to finish the base, I think, and try to stay on top of the production while he tries to fend off the main army of TeddyBear. And this is reminiscent of StarCraft 2, where you just have like this big Protoss death ball trying to be in a good position, and the Zerg just kind of have to use their Roach Hydra Force to get in a good position. But you're not going to see a single force who will try to zone out the Zerg units though, so that's going to make all the Zerg users out there very happy, I think. The Roach is killing the base. TeddyBear, oh, it's going to get it right before 3-3 finishes. That's actually quite big. It's actually really big. Is it gonna finish? No, it's not gonna finish. Looks like it's almost gonna finish, but it takes forever, so it's not. But TeddyBear kind of going for a mined out base here, which is kind of useless, to be honest. He's gonna get himself in a potentially bad position, and the carriers are being caught off guard, and the Mutalisks can just pick them off. And TeddyBear needs to micro those carriers, and he's not. He's instead using a kind of energy on these spore crawlers, and that's really not necessary when you have this big an army. And if he had just made a scout or two, they could have slowly started to chip away at these. roaches. And man, my throat is sore. And water is good. I'm gonna have this around now. Let's see if TeddyBear can hold this, and I don't think he can. He's gonna have some good Storm Soul landing on these units, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. But he picks up all the Mutalisks, which is gonna be very important. He could maybe recreate an air army now. And the Dark Templar survives. He doesn't have detection. Well, if he goes just a little bit closer to that Spore Crawler, he will. There we go. Bam. But the Roach is killing off the main base of TeddyBear, who's kind of moved his main base over here, so it doesn't really matter too much. And this main base is a lot better protected as well. Look at all those cannons. Look at all those. Why does he need 3 forges now? I don't really know, but whatever. The upgrades for Buckfast is really good, though. TeddyBear's upgrades are actually quite bad. Oh wow, he doesn't really have any ground. Okay, those weren't 3-3 upgrades he was cancelling. Those were 1-2 upgrades he was cancelling. And in the meantime, a stream of red going across the map. He's even bringing a drone. He really wants to take this base, expand here as soon as he can. Once this base is done. Where did that drone go? I can't see it anymore. Maybe it died, or maybe I just blind. Who knows? But he's gonna kill all his cannons very effectively. And here comes the ground army of TeddyBear. I don't think it's gonna be enough though. And, well, if he can land some really good storms, it might be. So these Zealots don't have charge yet, I think. They look a little bit slow. No, they do. 3.14, I think, is the speed when they're upgraded. Yes. They get pi speed when they're upgraded, so that's pretty good. Oh, and these upgrades are so much, they go over into this tab, and I think that's because my resolution is so low. And wow, they clean up the entirety of that base. Oh, which was not too impressive, thinking he didn't meet any opposition. But, oh, Buckfast's gonna have a change in there to keep tabs on this, and TeddyBear really needs splash damage to stick with this. He's gonna make an Archon. I kind of question that. I would have liked to see more High Templars, but he's getting even more carriers, and he's never really gotten a big carrier composition yet. He's only had like 3 or 4 carriers at the most, so him getting like 8 carriers or something, that would do a lot better. And TeddyBear's just gonna go and kill the natural here. And yeah, there's no point retaking this base, but Buckfast did get this base is up safely, like I said, which was the key for him to get back into this game. He's gonna get this base up as well, and TeddyBear really has to do something. He could, for example, kill stuff in his own base while he wants to get out, I guess. Well, that stalker can blink though. Yep, it can. Okay. Sorry, TeddyBear, didn't want to make you look like an idiot. Okay, so we got all the. Okay, so he's mined out here. He's mined out here pretty much. So all his workers, which are quite a bit, are over here. And Buckfast has a lot more bases, but has a lot fewer workers. I actually see them are quite equal in economy because of this, just because there are so many workers on that one base. But there's 15 here. There's 10 here. Yeah, he should definitely have a better economy. Only 1 here though, but yeah, he does have a better economy. Less workers, better economy because of more bases. Logic. That's how Starbow works. This is an extreme example. This is definitely oversaturation. Like, this is just, there's no, he could have removed half of these workers and his income tag would have looked just the same. Oh wow, that's a cool dude. It's beautiful. Raised into heaven. So we have the filers now, which will be good for that Dark Swarm. I hope he's going to use Dark Swarm. I'm going to have to look into Plague versus Corsage afterwards to see if it's instant or not, because that looked like that health went down so fast. It was incredible. So here we go. We're going to have, they have full energy, they have consumed. He's bringing a squad for some reason. I don't know what the squad is for. Maybe just to get some plagues off, I think. You want to bring some buffer units and you want to try and get a good plague, and he says, no, that's not a good plague. I got 5 units. You could just plague the cannon slaves. They're already been plagued. At least some of them have. So here we go, another defiler. Okay, it's gonna go for another plague. Did I have enough for plague? The plague was 150. I have to look at this. And no, there's no more defilers. But that second plague was really good though. Hitting more units, more important units like the carriers. More Hydralisks incoming. So this is, we started high tech and we're going down and down. It takes so many stalkers with 1 HP there. Wow, he did hit a lot of those stalkers. Wow, that's a lot of stalkers hit by plague. Was it really that many? So here we go. We're gonna have the army of Buckfast kind of, you know, standing on top of each other a little bit, and I think TeddyBear is gonna push out of this despite his plagued units. And yes, these carriers are proving to be very helpful with their DPS, and they're not finally protected by the army and not out in the open. And there's not that many Mutalisks there to pick them off, but it's making more now. But all of these units shoot air, both the Stalkers and the Dragoons, and the Archon, and the carriers. So I don't know if Mutalisks are going to be that effective anymore. And you have the Templars too for Storm. So although Buckfast has been cleaning up every single building that TeddyBear had in these bases. I don't know if it's going to be enough. It's going to kill this base, which was never really that well sacrificed, what I'm saying, saturated anyway. Take this base as a sacrifice onto our ire is what it's called. So we're going to have more Devourers incoming and more Roaches. So this is going to be an interesting army composition for Buckfast. Buckfast, who is getting close to supply as TeddyBear, and his economy is better as well now. I think still, yes. So he's definitely still in this game. It's just TeddyBear has a nice army composition, but they're all very weakened. So if you can just get a good engagement, a good surround with some nice Plague and Dark Swarm, I think Buckfast still got this game. Oh, all the Templars are kind of out there, and he's storming. Sorry, I missed that. He's storming the army there, but the army went away. Let's see if he can get some more Plague off. And he does get another Plague off, but I really want to see some Dark Swarm now, because all the units pretty much have been plagued already. There's really no point in plaguing them again, because it's only the HP that goes away, not the shield. And he can turn around and do some damage to these Stalkers. They're all by themselves, but man, these Stalkers from TeddyBear proving effective. Let me just check out something real quick. Where's the Defiler? That's a melee Karnak. It's 125. I thought it was 150. Okay. So you can almost do both a Plague and a Dark Storm. You just need to consume like one unit. Don't you? Like that's 50 under one unit. Yeah, so that would have been the same. Ooh, if TeddyBear can take this space, TeddyBear can definitely stay back into this game. Stay back. Wow, my English. Get back into this game. And Buckfast not really doing anything about it. Buckfast, I think, just wants to max out, and he kind of is. So now, is this maxed out Zerg? That really looks really small. But we got 4 control groups there of stuff. I just thought it would be more. I just think he has 51 drones now though, so that's a better number than he used to have. So he's kind of coming in a line here, and this is not a good engagement for Buckfast. I think he wants to try and catch Teddy. He wants to like have some units come here, maybe some units go around this way, and you know, try and flank and divide and flank. And he really actually should be trying. Oh, another Plague. There we go for another Plague. These Plagues aren't doing so much anymore because they're already plagued these units. You really need some Dark Swarm to protect the Defilers. I mean, protect the Hydralisks and the Roaches. And I really think you could swing up and take this base now. And oh, TeddyBear is the one to be broke now, actually. TeddyBear really needs this base up and going, and they're both pretty much broke. No, these bases are very healthy still. So it's actually TeddyBear who needs to have something happen now, and Buckfast doesn't really know about this. So here we go. Can he get another Plague off? But why not Dark Swarm? That's kind of annoying, but I'll stop whining. But yeah, Buckfast just has to force TeddyBear to stop mining from this base. He should really just move his army in here and try to force a castle on this Nexus as many times as possible, while secures himself as much economy as possible. This is a very interesting game though. I don't know, is he gonna try and... Yeah, last time I saw this base there was minerals here, so he might think that TeddyBear is still mining from this. I don't know though, I might be wrong. So here's some carriers. Ooh, these carriers gonna do a lot of damage. And no, Buckfast in the meantime going for the counterattack, but he's gonna counterattack a base that's already mined out. So this is not gonna be a good trade for Buckfast. TeddyBear's gonna kill some of these. Buckfast thinks this game is crazy. It is. So here we go. And oh, he's gonna try and catch the army when the carriers are not there, and I think that's a much better decision than going for the other base. But those storms, that was incredible. Those storms just killed everything, and he's still actually kind of powering his way through there. He should have used Blight from the Devours, but I don't know if he knows what it is. But it's kind of like a very weak storm that could have just blanketed the army of Protoss with, and it only works for enemy units too. But that's all of the army of Buckfast. Okay, there he finally uses Blight, so that does something. Man, look at that, spewing out stuff that looks a little bit over the top, to be honest. Like, wow. Okay, that's interesting. So we're spewing out stuff. Let's see how much damage these guys take. A little bit. Not too much. They have to stand in there for a long time to actually take a lot of damage. But during big engagements like that we just had, it could actually be an important thing to use. But I don't know. Okay, so TeddyBear lost most of his army. Buckfast lost his army and an expansion, and he's re-maxing on air units, kind of. He's not really... Buckfast has a lot of minerals, just not too much gas. He really needs this juice right here. So he's gonna try and go for some air units, gonna try and kill the carriers with very good storms. Okay, here we go. He's gonna get the Devours on top of these carriers and all the Mutalisks as well, and it's actually gonna do some damage here and killing a couple of carriers. He can get one more carrier who has like 5 hit points left. Come on, just target it down. Wrong carrier, dude. Wrong carrier. There we go, he sees it now. There we go. And oh, it got the Archons morphing too, really good. And Buckfast actually might be coming back and taking this game, but TeddyBear got this base up. That's so important. And Buckfast's gonna have to try and do something about it. There's gonna be a lot of cannons here now. They're already, you know, chrono boosted out. I think he's gonna pick up the cannons now, but he's actually gonna retreat instead. He doesn't want to risk it. So he's gonna have to retake his own kind of whatever base that is. Ooh, but the Archons come in and swoop up the rest of Buckfast units, and Buckfast in big trouble now. He doesn't have any units. He's got a lot of Zerglings incoming. And I really think just Zerglings or Hydra with Dark Swarm could do so much. Ooh, the Dark Templars. Very good transition from TeddyBear here. There is no defense here at all. Oh, this could just end the game for Buckfast. He needs to get an Overseer ASAP. And he needs to make, yes, War Callers and Spike Rolls. You need more than that, dude. That's a lot of Dark Templars incoming. And it's just too late. Where's the Overseer? Okay, he's making it one now, but that's so late. He's getting drop play too. Oh, the hatchery though, that's unfortunate. The hatchery is just gonna go down super fast. And that's all the. That's gonna be all the economy for Buckfast. He needs to burrow these drones as well. As wants to lose them. Oh, he's gonna transfuse, but he'd burrow instead. Doesn't really matter with transfuse. They'll at least do so much DPS. So Buckfast is crumbling under the play of TeddyBear now. TeddyBear just methodically taking one expansion after the other and just slowly getting himself back into this game where Buckfast had the economic and supply lead. TeddyBear is now coming back, and that's the potential that Protoss has in Starbow, especially versus Zerg, is that comeback, but is yeah, horrible sentence there. He has the potential to come back. It's a comeback potential. I'm gonna stop right there. So we see more Stalkers coming out of TeddyBear. Stalkers and High Templar seems to be what he wants. He doesn't have that much, so much minerals still for Buckfast, but he can only really make Zerglings with a lot of minerals, and Zerglings are just so bad now. Oh, storming his own units there. These mules try to do something, but there's Blink Stalkers, and they are like 3-3. They're 2-1. What? Why aren't you upgrading, you lazy forges? Make me so mad. So I think TeddyBear is just gonna take this now. I don't really see a way for Buckfast to get back. Maybe if you get some really good engagements with Dark Swarm and ground units. But I don't think that's gonna happen. It's gonna clear up a lot of creep too now. He's gonna try and go for this base again. Oh yes, Buckfast tried to expand. He's gonna burrow at random locations to save some drones so he can expand. Keep sneaking out those expansions, but these are just not enough units, and this is just too well defended. He can't kill the production, he can't kill the economy, and he can't kill the army, and there's really nothing you can do at that point. He's getting Guardians though, which is decent. I just don't think he's gonna have enough, and those are very heavy on the gas too. And this base is gonna go down again. He has a lot of minerals, so just keep making that base. Where does he get more minerals from? Oh, this base! How long has he been having this one up? This was the base I was talking about that could be important later, and it is. This might be Buckfast's way to get back in. He needs another one in gas though. It's a huge mistake at this point from Buckfast. He needs all the gas he can get his hands on. He's not going to get this base, and TeddyBear's probably going to take it, but there's almost nothing left here. This base, though, is a little bit more juicy. Oh, Buckfast underestimated you. And TeddyBear did likewise. They both underestimated each other. Let's see if he can get... Nope. Oh, the plague. How about some Dark Swarm? But that was a good plague, though. Okay, so the Stalkers do take damage gradually. It's just they have so little HP that they lose it so fast. Maybe it's the same with Corsairs. They don't have a lot of HP. But here comes the Guardians. Might be susceptible for a lot of storm. They're really on top of each other there. And, ooh, Buckfast with a good engagement here. Oh, here comes the storm. TeddyBear baiting him in to the storm. Double storm on top of each other. Got the nice units there on Expedition. This poor Ursadon is... Okay, there you go. Back into your place. Good. You know how to be displayed properly. Don't try and escape from that holding pen, man. It's not gonna work. So, oh yeah, that's an unfortunate timing for that expansion to try and get up. Buckfast his bank is running out though. TeddyBear is mining out here really fast. He's mining every base TeddyBear takes. He's mining them out as quickly as possible because so many drones. But if he can take, yeah, he's gonna take this base. That's gonna be important. Buckfast trying to take this base again, but another DT gonna make sure it doesn't happen. It's gonna be so frustrating for TeddyBear. Like, how many drones does he have hidden around there? How many times can he try to take this base, right? So we got more Mutalisks incoming. Man, I thought this game was over, but it's not. Buckfast comes back now. That's gonna be crazy. Oh, typing again. that just happens automatically. Like every other letter I press, it's not gonna just make it. That's so weird. Okay. That's like, I think I bound like that as typing and a key at the same time. Really odd. Ooh, but if Buckfast can cancel this base, though, it's gonna be important. All he needs is a couple of Zerglings, actually. Scouts now incoming. I don't know. I guess it's versus the Guardians, and that's actually gonna be really effective, to be honest. So he's gonna answer with some Devourers, but Devourers aren't too good versus Scouts either. You really need Scourges to try and snipe the Scouts, I think. But it's gonna be really difficult with this army composition, though. They're gonna protect the Scouts very well. Oh, and the Scouts also has the Face Missile. They can use Face Missile versus the Defilers. Oh, nice Plague on the Scouts, though. He's gonna probably plague some of his own units. No, not really, it seems. So let's see if he can get a good split off. Yeah, the Scouts take damage a lot slower. So, oh, but okay, he's gonna get the Face Missile off on the Defiler. Kills the Defiler. How much energy does that have? Yeah, because as long as he has more than 80 energy, it's gonna kill it. So yeah, it's gonna kill most Defilers that way. Here comes the Guardians, though. It's a little bit exposed, but it's gonna get a couple of shots off. And here we go. I think this is gonna be the last big engagement. So much Storm again, and Buckfast so not that good at moving out of Storm and stacking Storms like crazy. And this is easy peasy for TeddyBear. And I think Buckfast is just gonna leave. There we go. Well played from TeddyBear. Taking that game, Buckfast trying to come back, but he didn't make so. I hope you enjoyed this game on Starrunner. 57 minutes. And that's what can happen when you open a Corsair Reaver versus Zerg. Hope you enjoyed this. This was Cepheus casting Starbow. Take care.